Hello everyone, this is Austin with A Composite Creative, and we've got another brief tutorial for you today. This one is all on bringing back detail in your image. Now, this is a technique I picked up from Calvin Hollywood, who is a German photographer and retoucher, and he's pretty amazing in his own right, so check him out for sure. This technique is very simple, very easy, and you're not going to spend a lot of time doing it. So let's jump right in and get you going. First thing we need to do is create a stamp visible layer of our entire image. And then we need to create another copy of that. Now, I like to rename the first layer, the bottom layer here, to background, and the top layer to sharpen. Now let's put these two layers together in a group and rename that group to FAD. Now FAD stands for Freaky Amazing Details, and that's what Calvin Hollywood calls it. So let's select the sharpen layer, and then we're going to invert that layer. Now once we get here, let's go ahead and go right to the top of the filter menu here and select Convert for Smart Filters. We're basically turning this layer into a smart object so we can adjust our sharpening later on if we don't like what we've already selected. So once that is done, what we're going to do is we're going to change the blend mode for the group from pass through to overlay. And then we're going to change the blend mode for the sharpen layer from normal to vivid light. Now this should put you in the same position where you were at the very beginning. If you turn it off and on, you'll see there is no difference. Now for the sharpen layer, let's select that and then go up to filter, go down to blur, and to sharpen, we're actually going to apply a surface blur. So select surface blur, pops up this window here for you. And you've got two sliders. You've got a radius and a threshold. Now, the radius is going to control the size of the detail or the size of the sharpening. So if you like smaller details, you want to select a smaller radius. If you like larger details, you're going to select a larger radius. And the threshold, of course, is going to control how much that is visible. So what I like to do, I like small details. I don't like over crunching and overcooking an image by any means because it creates a lot of halo looks, and it kind of gives it just doesn't look natural. But you do want some kind of detail brought back. So I'm going to select a radius of about 14. My threshold, I usually sit somewhere between 10 and 20. Recently I've been using more of a lower threshold. And you know what? I sort of want to drop that down as well. That looks pretty good for me. We're going to click OK, and we're going to let the computer apply the filter. Now once that is done, personally I don't like it applied to the entire image. What I like to do is apply it where I need it. So I'm actually going to put a mask on that group, and then selecting a brush in a decent size flow, we're going to go right in here. And we are going to reveal and bring back some of that detail. I like to get the eyes, of course, and you know, we'll hit some of the hair here, right? And then right in here we're going to get the beard. But you can start to see how this is bringing back some of that nice detail in his face. Now, I'm not being very precise here. I am just doing this for demonstration only, but as you can see, especially up here in the hairline, how this is bringing back a lot of that detail. Let's get down here. Let's hit up this button, and let's try bringing back some of the detail on his belt as well. Get a little bit of the tie. Why not? While we're here. But I like this technique because it does allow you to control your sharpening. And so if there are certain areas that you do want to sharpen but not sharpen as much as others, this is a great way to sharpen. Now let's take a look at his face where we did apply some of that sharpening, and you can see if we turn that layer off and on, we brought back some really nice detail, especially in his eyes as well. So that's it. Not that complicated, very simple technique. And if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. And thanks for watching.